Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday morning. I'm out a little bit earlier than usual, gassing up the RAV4 in preparation for the week ahead for Mrs. Dog. And we're doing some things, getting preparation in general, food prep and stuff like that at home, getting ready for the week ahead as well. I have several things I'm going to cover. I have a terrific passage I'm going to share with you towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Some other news items that are very interesting. Also, some more thoughts on the record sales that were retail sales. Well, a lot of it was online from by the American people over the Black Friday, Thanksgiving record sales, largely driven by debt, by credit card, but a little thought or two there. Also, what I believe we should do between now and January 1st, y'all. 2026. Man, I'm working on a video on that, on my thoughts about 2026. But y'all, that's another thing. But what we can do between now and 2026. So stay tuned for that. Also, I'm going to start with this, some tips from viewers, some comments over the last video or two. I think these were in my video from yesterday, maybe, from a couple of viewers that are very good preparation tips. The first one is from Ernest. Ernest has very good preparation tips. The one he was mentioning, at least there was a couple of them, he said, if you're thinking about a home generator, like the whole house generator thing, they're not cheap, I'm sure. He said, but don't get the one that runs on natural gas. Because, as an example, I think this was 2-3 years ago in the winter when Texas had that huge freeze. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, it was widespread, too. It was a bad freeze. And there were a massive power outages. He said the government shut down the natural gas supply. So that rendered those generators, zero. I mean, they were not working. They were no factor. So something to think about. He said he thinks that a better option is a portable generator, or maybe more than one, that operates on gasoline or propane or both. Solar is another option, although it depends. Sometimes that can be an option, but I wouldn't rely solely on that personally. Also, other tips and maybe gift items for the holiday, for Christmas: solar powered radios, hand crank radios. I know we have one of those. Manual can openers, scissors. Your common things like that we just don't think about very much. Another comment was from Karen. The reason for the spending, as far as she thinks, is that, and I tend to agree with this. She said that many realize that prices are going to go up in 2026, so they're trying to get that last bargain. They're trying to get it at a better price. I agree. I think that that's definitely part of it. I know we're looking at things. And things that we do need and we know that we're going to need, and we're looking at getting it pretty soon, because the prices aren't going down. They're only going to go up. Before I go any further, some news items, some things that I noticed in the news last night, yesterday. I saw this one: Trump, the administration, and Howard Lutnick. Now, Lutnick is the Secretary of Commerce. They're shifting focus to, as far as AI, to humanoid robotics. Humanoid robotics in 2026 is a big thing, following plans to advance artificial intelligence. I mean, what could go wrong? We got humanoid robots running around. I mean, that's coming. That is coming. I know China is working big time on that too. So we're not the only ones. I mean, I'm sure that's the reason they're putting a lot into this. They see China doing it, and that's probably not the only countries doing it. But what is it going to look like, y'all, just 5 years from now, 3 years from now? I don't know, y'all. What do you think? Also, saw this was interesting. Out of Nashville, Tennessee, a research firm put a big ad out there saying that you can get paid for your next COVID booster. Now, this one was targeted at adults between the ages of 50 and 64. So you can get a free updated, one if you participate in a clinical study. You'll also get $500, y'all. So you can get your free updated thing, and $500. So they're offering putting $500 dollars out there to do that. It said clinical study, call for details. But still, it's interesting timing too, right at Christmas time. People need money. Trying to get money for gifts and such as that. Between the ages of 50 and 64, that's interesting. What are they up to? What are they doing? I think a lot of people will sign up for that $500, but to me, that's not worth. I mean, what are they doing? What are they, there's a lot of questions about that. What are you going to have to do? You're going to get injected. I tell you that much. With what? You don't know. We don't know, right? What could spread? It's just things like that pop up in your brain, Well, that's another thing going into 2026. It's another one of those things. I don't know. I hope prayerfully not. Alaska, there was a massive magnitude 7 earthquake. That's pretty big. 7.0 earthquake in Alaska yesterday. Tremors being felt across the continent into Canada. So, yeah, there's that. There's a lot of earthquakes. I know there's always a lot of earthquakes and stuff, but that's a pretty big one, y'all. It didn't talk about anybody getting hurt or anything like that, so maybe keep an eye on that. Holiday season, y'all, be aware. Keep your awareness way up, because theft, it's always an issue, but right now, even more so. People out buying stuff online, you can get hacked. Keep an eye on your bank account. And when you're out and about, just really keep an eye out for things, especially when you're putting things in your car you just purchased, or when you're, watch who's watching you. Just keep the alertness up. But yeah, I agree. Many are spending right now to get what they can now. That's what I would recommend. This spending spree was on debt pretty much that happened. Buy now, pay later, like I mentioned yesterday. Buy now, pay later, way up now. Credit card debt balance, y'all. Credit card debt balance for Americans over $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion right now. Think about that. Now, one article that I read was interesting. It said that one thing they attribute this to is artificial intelligence is already around so much. Artificial intelligence generating offers online, knowing your history of buying and browsing the internet and on social media. When you're on social media and you're on the computer or on your phone or whatever, these offers come in. And they know your history, and they know what you look at. They know what you talk about. Miss Dog and I were just talking about something that we were thinking about buying. Well, we didn't look it up. It's an item we haven't talked about, or we don't typically buy. We just said it verbally. And the next thing we do when we go on our phone or we go look on the laptop is ads popping up and little offers popping up about it. Isn't that something? Yeah. Why do we need humanoid robots? I don't know. Is it the Jetsons? Maybe it's the Jetsons thing. I don't know. That just popped in my brain. But I thought that was interesting about artificial intelligence. What's it going to do a few years from now again, Credit card debt. I think that, and many will say that, experts will tell you, of course, and I agree, and I'm not an expert per se, but credit card debt, using credit cards to buy something and then pay it off without having to pay that interest, that's the best way to do it. And then it also could help your credit score, but carrying balances, We've learned the hard way. Carrying a balance is digging yourself into slavery in a form. So, yeah, avoid that for sure. But many are digging in it even deeper. They're already in credit card debt, and now they're doing the other thing, like this Klarna, the buy now, pay later, even, and that's another area that they're even digging more into debt. So it's really common. So stay away from that. Get it now. I would get it. I really would. Between now and 2026, the beginning in January, while we're in this holiday season, if there's something you truly need, it's something you see on the horizon that you're going to need, and I'd go ahead if possible, pull the trigger on it. If you have the funds, don't burden yourself or anything like that. If it's a true need, if it's something you just think it would be cool to have, I wouldn't do that. But that's just not a true need, in other words. So look at that carefully. But I believe we're going to see prices really increase big time, y'all, into January, into 2026. Woo. I think some tough times are coming. Personal debt, credit card debt, is mounting on people. I don't know how people are going to keep above the water, and then add to that layer layoffs, and then you got the national debt that just keeps going. What is it now? 38 trillion? As we speak right here, it keeps going up. At some point, so we really just have to be careful. And I'll just go and say I don't have a great feeling about 2026. I really don't. I hope I'm just totally off and totally wrong on that. I really do. But there's so many indicators right now that are flashing red, in the economy, in employment, credit, financial, and it's not just the United States. There's quite a few countries. There's quite a few places that are not in good shape either, financially. Countries. It looks like we're, looking at 2026. It looks like we're lurching further into WW3, or that being intensifying more. That's not looking good. I haven't talked per se that much about that, but I've been following it. So let's continue the needed preparations and keep on top of that. But do not be afraid. Still go about your business. Enjoy what you have. Let's be thankful. Let's be thankful for what we have. Thankful for the blessings. And count our blessings for sure. I'm going to go to a passage. We are in Ephesians. I had started reading from Ephesians a bit a few days ago, chapter 6. And I'll go in to, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13. I'll start there. Therefore, take up the full armor of God, that you may be able to resist in the evil day, and having done everything, to stand firm. Stand firm, therefore, having girded your loins with truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with preparation of the gospel of peace. In addition to all, taking up the shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming missiles of the evil one. There's a lot of evil out there, y'all, man. In many forms right now, y'all. You see it, you hear about it, you feel it. It's out there. It's in everything. And the only way we can combat that is just to stay focused in our prayer. Stay focused on Jesus. Let's stay close to him and in the Word. share your thoughts. Let's be safe out there. Be careful. God bless you. I'll see you soon.